Alright, you guys, you helped convince me to keep the water-cooled Dell Optiplex intact. Some of you guys had a lot of good suggestions, but I'm probably just going to leave all the hardware the way it is. When I started thinking about it, I do normally find, a little extra money to buy computer parts, and this is like kind of defines my channel, so I can't do that, and I'll just continue to try to work hard with my new business so I can afford to buy computer parts for projects. So with that said, I bought some more computer parts. Alright, so let's take this and set it aside for right now, and we'll deal with this bigger package. Alright, put it in a nice static bag. But it is an Asus 57H55M Pro, and it's a pretty good overclocking board. It gets good reviews back in the day, and it came with 8 gigabytes of Patriot memory. I haven't had a whole lot of Patriot memory over the years, but it is DDR3 1333, but I'm sure we could overclock that a little bit. Oh, damn it, look at this. Totally tweaked. The plastic is totally just cracked out of there. It's completely bent up off the board. Wow. That is just disappointing. Oh my god, and there's fucking two of the SATA sleeves, like the little plastic sleeves, are ripped out of there. Look at this. I'm gonna send this guy a message right now. Very, very disappointed. I'm getting sick of dealing with eBay. I mean, I say that, but most of the time I get good stuff in good condition. But that is bullshit right there. Now I'm gonna go check the picture that he posted on eBay, because he didn't say anything about that kind of damage in the actual description. Pissed, dude. Alright, well, that's fucking pretty disappointing. Let's open this up. God, dude, that is bullshit. I wouldn't even have fucking sold that thing to anybody without clearly stating what kind of damage it has to it. So this right here is the chip that I bought for that motherboard, and it is a Xeon X3440 for $13. Well, $14 because there's sales tax, which is bullshit. I never get charged sales tax on eBay, but oh well. Yeah, I almost got the X3470, but since I'm going to be overclocking it, there's no point in spending the extra money on that. So anyways, I'm pretty bummed about that motherboard, and I'm going to go check that eBay listing right now. Let's open this up just to make sure we got the right chip. Ugh. God, dude, that fucking motherboard really pisses me off. Yeah, the X3440. After I'm just pissed right now. I can't believe he sold me that fucking board in that kind of condition. I have calmed down a little bit since I discovered the damage on this motherboard, and I sent the guy a message, and he responded. So I paid $70.22 for the motherboard and 8 gigabytes of RAM, which is a pretty decent deal. It really is, even for an older motherboard. And I put in there, hello, open the thing today. I just kind of told him SATA ports are ripped from the motherboard. This amount of damage makes the board unusable for many people, and it's really only suitable for parts. I wanted to contact you first before I issued a return through eBay. And I said it was packaged very nice and the price was good. Unfortunately, the damage to the product is beyond what is considered acceptable. So I thought that was a nice way to put it. And he put, "I'm sorry, please open return item case and we'll refund you." So that was quick and easy. I was happy about that. He did return my money and I never got a message for a return label. So I was kind of like wondering what that was all about. So I messaged him and I said, "Hey, how do I return this thing?" And his response was this: "The amount of $70.22 has been refunded. Just toss the item." So he just refunded me my money and said, "Keep the motherboard and the RAM." I mean, he could have had me return the RAM and just said, "Keep the motherboard," but he said, "Keep both of them." So I was pretty stoked on that. Now I'm just going to deal with the damage on there and see if everything works. I'm going to throw that Xeon in there and put together a system real quick and see what I got, see if it works and all that stuff. So I'm kind of stoked. So back to looking at this motherboard situation. Obviously I don't need this IDE port, but look at how damaged it is. That is severely jacked up. I'll probably just try to bend it back into shape a little bit, maybe with some needle nose pliers or something. And I do have this piece of plastic. It was actually wrapped up in the bubble wrap. So I don't know, maybe I'll just glue that back into place so it looks better. I have a motherboard, an older MSI motherboard that is dead, and I can either pull some SATA ports off of that one and see if I can like straighten out these little tines and slip a new little plastic sleeve on there, or I can just cut these off because I don't want them like bumping into each other and possibly shorting something out. So if I'm going to be turning on this motherboard or putting power through it, I don't want these little pieces of metal touching each other at all. I think I could still make do with just these two for the hard drives, and I might have a disk drive, I might not. Those are really almost obsolete, sad to say. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I still have this Xeon processor for it. It is what it is. I got my money back. There is some damage, but whatever. He did me good and he let me keep the parts. So every now and then eBay does work out. You know what I mean? You get free parts sometimes. So that's what I'm going to do with this one. Put it together and see how much overclock I can get out of that Xeon. I'll see you guys in the next one.